Hello everyone, we have a new video series for you all about outpost building. Whether you want to believe it or not, outpost building is very important. It helps keep things moving, it helps get you components that you can then use for either your spacesuit or weapons. Also, there's a bunch of side quests for gathering so many material. So building outposts is very important, and you're gonna have to do it multiple times, and it's just a lot of fun. So I'm gonna break it down in this video, starting off this first video with a lot of the basics, and then there'll probably be another video about more of the advanced stuff. I don't want to cram everything into just one video because it'll just be too long, and some people just want to get the basics, and then there's others that want to dive deeper into outpost management. For starters, I don't have any of the perks in Outposts, in any of them, so everything you can see here, you can do without investing anything in them. You can use them for other perks that you more want to enjoy. But in order to get this sort of base, you first have to start off with the basics, which I'm going to start off building a new outpost in this video. I do have, I can show you here. I have a mission from Demo Star Yard of delivering 500 pieces of lead to Sandra. A lot of the Star Yards have these type of quests if you want them. They pay double the base price. So just extra credits for doing something pretty easy once you set up and learn outposts. All right, so the first step of building an outpost is finding a suitable location. Location is by far the most important aspect to look at. You don't want to just dive into the first planet you see that has just one resource, in case in my situation, lead. You want to find something that has a lot of them. So you just search around different ones, like, oh, here's lead, copper, fluoride, water. But there's this one over here that has a bunch more, so it seems like a better candidate. So let's set our course and travel there. Right. Planet. And then, so once we're here, look at all those resources, 8 different kinds. Let's scan. You can kind of search around and see where they are. Let's find our lead deposits. It's like right here. And then a little tip is to find ones that have some other resources next to them. Like here it has lead, chlorine, copper. So let's go. I want mostly lead, so I'm gonna land about right here.
Captain, landing procedure initiated.
Let's land. Exit our ship, and then take a look around. Until you get farther along in the outpost thing, there are some planets that have either extreme hot or cold temperatures or environments that you can't build in. So the first step is to get your little scanner out and then push ETS on with the ETSBOT's controller. As you can see here, I can't place one because I do not have a planetary habitation perk. So this planet is a no-go. So let's go back And we can look at that other planet that had lead in the system. Make sure there's nothing down here. That's better. No. And I believe a lot of them... Yeah. So, this detail screen kind of shows you before you jump in what would be a toxic planet. So here, the temperature's fine, but the atmosphere is toxic. So that's why we couldn't build there. This one we probably could build on. It doesn't have anything, but not very many resources. Again, back out here, farther away from the star, is deep freeze. That's usually a higher habitary perk you need. And then if you get super close, Inferno, you can't build there because it's gonna be too hot. So you have to find somewhere right in the middle. Frozen, I believe you can build on. Temperate. It's just all these deep freezes you probably can't build. So I mean, you're definitely limited on what it is. Cold, you can build on. So let's jump over here. Set course. We're gonna be able to scan the planet and find those lead deposits plus some other ones that are close. Scan. So here we got copper, which is great because there's a bunch of starting outpost components that need copper. So let's land about right here.
Landing here. Thrusters. Inside.
Alright, so once you land, you want to find a good location that has multiple resources to make the most out of your outpost. You can only have so many outposts. You can see the number once you come out here, set up your scanner. Down at the bottom of your screen that has outposts, in parentheses it has the number that you have left. So you only have so many. You get some more if you go to your perks, and then come down here. There's an outpost management one. It's not that one. It's planetary habitat. If you come down here to the science screen, planetary habitation is that one that you can build on other planets, and then it also increases the amount of outposts you can build. So there's increase. You can build by 4, 8, 12, 16. You start off with 8, so you can build a total of 24 different outposts. So there's a lot of resources, so you kind of want to make sure you're doing the most bang for your buck, especially if you don't want to use your precious perks in planetary habitation. So now that we got that out of the way, we can now finally build our outposts. So let's pull up our scanner. Start our outpost beacon. First step is to place the beacon. See up in that left corner, you can see that available resources is lead. So what I suggest doing is running around with this as far as you can and try to find something that has more than one, like lead with something. You can only build so many outposts, so you want to make sure you're doing what you can. Might take a little bit, but hopefully you'll find something that has more than just one. There we go. We have lead and tetrafluorides. Anything else? Maybe we can get 3. The most I've seen is 3 up in that corner. 3 different types of resources from one outpost. Not every resource from that, when you're in space and see, you can scan the planet. Not every resource is available to be mined. I'm sure some planets, it seems like maybe some only have 2 or some only have 1. But if you're lucky and there's a planet that has a bunch, You can probably get 3. So I think this is probably gonna be the best we can do. So let's place our beacon here. All right. So that starts building. So what I like to do is get into toggle the view. Right there, you can go above. And then you can, by pressing B, you shift between build mode and modify mode. Pretty self-explanatory. Build mode, you actually build things, and modify, you can move them around, rotate them, you can build some links, a bunch of cool stuff. But first things first is building. So for starters, if you're just starting out, you're gonna have to find a bunch of these resources. I've already found them. All these build requirements. You do need quite a bit, and there are some common ones that you're gonna have to just manually mine with your cutter on different planets. Nickel, iron, aluminum are all very important. You need some tungsten. Let me go through some more. A little bit of beryllium and copper, because you need one of these. Cobalt. You want to get really efficient. If your planet has helium-3, you could make this generator, but you do need some uncommon components right there. And then you're gonna need some adaptive frames for all this storage, depending on what you're mining. So there's different solid, liquid, gas. Again, you're just gonna have to. You probably have to go back and forth as you build to different planet, mine a dozen or so resources, come back, build the component, find what you need nets, and then repeat. You got these little robots that we'll get to in a minute. But first step is finding your resources. So my quest is for lead, so that's my primary objective. So in order to place this, your beacon has a radius. You can kind of see if you go all the way out, you can't build beyond this radius. And so you have to place all your extractors on a resource vein, they call it. So I have one up here, one over there, one down here. So there's lots of options for this. I'm gonna make it easy and look at my secondary one that I could do just for extra. Is this extractor. Looks like there's a spot here for it. Fairly large. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. So I want to place my extractors close to each other, just to make it easy. So there we go. Also, one thing to note: your beacon is where, if you travel from space and fast travel here, you'll land at the beacon. So let's do this. Rotate it a little bit, and then let's place our lead extractor right here. Iron, tungsten, aluminum, and then you need power. So let's set that guy down. You can see down in the right corner that it needs 5 power. We got 0, so the production is 0. So let's go over to the power. So this planet actually, different planets, this changes. As you can see here, it works best on planets that receive a lot of sunlight. And this one generates more power with a thicker atmosphere. So this planet must have a better atmosphere, because I've seen this power being like 3. Same with this. Seems like 4 is the minimum. It can be, I've seen 6 on really sunny planets. Since I don't have any cobalt, I'm gonna have to make a couple of these solar arrays. You can place them anywhere in here. It doesn't have to be hooked up or anything, so I'm just gonna kind of place them out of the way here. So there's 4 power. Let's do that. And then, so we got power, we got a resource. So now we need somewhere to store it all. So Lead is a solid, so we need solid. You need adaptive frames, which you can either find on different planets, or you can craft them if you have a good enough ship that has the crafting station. Constellation has these workshops that you build them, or you can, once you're high enough in the base and you want to invest in industrial workbench, you can build that, and then you can just pump out as many adaptive frames as you want. Really easy material, I forget what, but really common. So let's place a storage thing here, and since my quest is asking for 500, I'm actually going to build 2 of these. All right. And then that's pretty much the gist of the minimums that you need. You can see that we have enough power. We got the extractor. We got that. So let's move to the modify build. Zoom in a little bit so you can actually see. So you have this. So where does this go? We want this to link to the storage containers. So you push on a controller the right trigger button, and then you can go over here, each of these, and push A, and then so every time this makes one, it will send it to here. Again, I'm gonna, since I made 2, right trigger, come over here again. There we go. Once these are full, it'll stop sending it here, and it will keep a little bit in here, but not much. So now that we have that, one of the things I do want to do since I am here is I want to build these tetrafluoride. Might as well, right? So again, just place it wherever. One thing you can do, if you really want, I think it really only matters if you want to produce really quickly. You can put it right on the edge, and you can build multiple things as long as it's not within a certain radius. So if I put this one here, I can't place another one until I'm outside this radius, which would be kind of out here. So you could probably place, like, this one's fairly large, probably 10 of these in there. So I got that. Tetrafluoride is, let's see, is a gas. So I need, alright, so now that we have that extractor, the gas, we can make some gas storage right here. So we'll place this, and then let's hook it up. So again, right trigger here. Since we did make that, now we need more power. Let's build another solar array. And now that is going. So let's see, you can hold B, exit out of this. Start seeing them making stuff. So they're overflowing to there, and this one have 3 lead here and 8 in there. We got 11 lead so far out of our 500. So one thing you could do is just go back to your ship and sleep for hours, and then it'll fill up. These can only fill up so much. You can see right here, a little percentage, 8% and 3%. So you might have to make multiple trips, or take it all out, throw it on your ship, and then sleep some more, come back. Alternatively, if you have a lot of resources, or you can just build a bunch of the storage containers. So yeah, that's pretty much the most basic outpost you can do. Very easy. You just have to, I don't know if you want to write it down or just remember. where your outposts are, kind of what resources, because you might get another side quest that either needs more lead or needs some of this tetrafluorides. And you can just come here and grab these and be on your way. There's a lot of different recipes that need a bunch of these when you're building your spacesuit or your weapons. One more thing I want to build though is, since these are all organics, I can help my production. Again, if I go out here and I go to my robot tab, there's 3 different robots. First one is increase the production rate of inorganics by 10%. Organics is this one, and manufactured items is this guy. Since all this outposts have is inorganics, I'll build this guy, and he will increase my my output. You can see in the bottom right corner, the very bottom, production is 2.24 per minute. Let's oh, there we go. Now it's 5. So if I can build 3 of these here. So let's build another one and see that production rate increase. Give it a minute to refresh. So yeah, these don't take a lot of resources. Zero wire is a manufactured item. I've looted plenty of them in different buildings, but also, again, similar to the adaptive frames, they're easy components. So yeah, here's production now is 5.83%. So just by adding these 2 little robots, this increases it. One thing, just so you know, I think it was, the base was about 4 or 5. Once you threw in this gas extractor, 10% would make it the 5.4-ish, and then did another 10% for the 5.83. So it didn't just jump from 2.5 to that. It seems like also from it fluctuates a little bit, but in the end, if you just want to go off and do your adventures and come back every now and then, you don't have to worry about waiting for these guys to fill up. Then you can go sleep, or just go do some missions and come back and grab some every so often. So that is a quick video on just the Outpost building 101, just setting up a couple mining extractors, a couple storage things, some power, and just have to manually come in. I am going to make another video that's more advanced for those that want a little more automation, so you don't have to come back here manually. It involves making cargo links either within the system or within other systems. There's definitely some variations, and it's definitely a lot more complex, so be on the lookout for that. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned a couple things, then please like and subscribe for more Starfield videos. See you in the next one.